I have no idea how today's live is going to go. Hopefully it goes really well, but it could also go pretty badly. I sort of just threw on a bunch of Pokemon I've been thinking about onto a team. And so there's not really that much cohesion, but we're going to try anyway. So looking at my opponent's team, they've got a couple of ghost types, which is pretty good for maybe Braviary if I can get some Brave Birds on switch-ins to like Shadow Ball or something, but it's also really bad for my Arcanine because we want to be spamming extreme speeds. But we'll see how it goes anyway. Alright, so 339 speed on Miss Magius versus 350 for Frostlass. And they could have, I don't remember if you could defog. So I'm just going to try to set up as many spikes as possible. And we'll set up a spike here. Let's see what they want to do. They go for Will-O-Wisp, which is really lucky for me. Now they could have Foul Play, so I don't want to go into my Arcanine necessarily. At the same time, well, if I had a fire move, that might be better, but I don't. Let's see here. Because I don't want to get burned if I don't have to. I'm going to Jolteon. Going to Calm Mind Up, actually. See if we can get something going with Jolteon here. They can either go into their Sandaconda, or they can stay in. I want to see if they go for Defog anyway. Ooh, Copycat is cool. Thunderbolt. Go for Moonblast. I'll Calm Mind Up again. That is a lot of damage. Okay. Thunderbolt again. I'll just sack this now. Then we'll go into Bronzong. Then we get to go for the Iron Defense. We go Sandaconda. I am Levitate on this. Now if they glare me, that's annoying. But there's not much to say about that. Okay. So now they tricked me, which I could have seen coming, but at the very least now their Miss Magius no longer has the Choice Scarf. It was a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm going to go into Braviary. As they go for Thunderbolt on that, I'll go back into Bronzong. We'll just sack the Bronzong at this point. And, Stored Power. Not really going to be a strong move to go for here. At this point, they might go into their Spiritomb. They actually go into Crabominable. Here I am with a Fire type. I don't think you stay in. Hopefully you don't stay in. I want to go for Howl here. Predicting them to switch as they go into Arboliva. I will take that any day of the week. And now at this point, we've got to try to get our kills. We go for a Fire type to try to resist my whatchamacallit, that does not work out for them. I'm gonna crunch here on the subsequent ghost type switch in. They don't, they scout and they go for Sandaconda, which is fine. And that is Rocky Helmet. And I died to the Rocky Helmet. Well, whatever. Okay. Let's go Haxorus here. Need to get damage off on something. Let's go for Iron Head here in case they decide to be crazy and go into Florges. I don't think they will. Pretty sure you'd stay out. Okay, so we both sacked our Terastalization at this point. I think that's fine though. I'll sack Braviary here. They go for a Ghost move, that's fine. If not, I can go for Defog and then keep my Focus Sash, which could be cool. I'm not going to be doing too much damage with Brave Bird anyway. But I'll Brave Bird here for whatever that's worth. As they go for Chilling Water. So good to know they have that. Sort of a cool, interesting move. I don't really like the Copycat idea on this. I think that's sort of a bad idea. At this point, I have to go Haxorus. There's no other play I have because the other two won't do anything. And let's just make sure that Florges dies to Earthquake. Because I don't want to have to be locked into Iron Head, which is slightly weaker. 75 to 88% to max HP. Yeah. Let's just go for Earthquake here. I think that's smarter. Alright, so my opponent now can be outraged, which is really useful. Go Bronzong here. Guys, they go for Ice Hammer. They may stay in, or they may go into their Spiritomb. I'm going to make sure that they, yeah, okay, there we go. Oh, Spiritomb is an annoying Pokemon, for sure. Let's just see how much damage it does. Probably shouldn't have let myself get tricked, because this Bronzong would be really annoying if I hadn't gotten tricked. Okay, so Outrage does do a decent chunk to bold Spiritomb, so as long as I don't throw away my Haxorus, I should be fine. I'm gonna go into Frostlass here. That actually works out amazingly for me. I did not expect that to work out as well as it did. Yeah, I was really lucky, because I had my Focus Sash. They get a special attack drop with that, but that's okay by me. I'm gonna go into my Bronzong again. Keep this around. I could go for the Destiny Bond, but they have Shadow Sneak. That's not gonna do anything. Restored power again. I'm gonna let them kill me with whatever they want to go for, because I'm pretty sure, based off that last play, they're going to expect me to want to pull a double, and I can't allow that to happen. I think similarly, they don't want to allow... Well, I don't know what that play got you. Sort of an odd play. Okay. So now the question is... Haxorus. I don't think it dies to Mismagius is hit no matter what. So do I kill Crabominable? Crabominable, 0. It's max HP, then 110% still. Yeah, I think this. I'm gonna have to go with this. So Iron Choice Band. I'm gonna kill you. Oh, your Choice Scarf. Oh, okay, well that explains that then. Okay. Choice Scarf Crab. That's really cool. I like that. I don't really know. Well, yeah, that's sort of a weird speed tier, but I guess it outspeeds base 300s. Or base 100s. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in the back of my head. I might play around with that in the future because I like that. Alright. Lead off with my Haxorus here. Haxorus is pretty broken. And my opponent may want to switch here. If you were to switch in on this, what would you go into? I don't know. We'll just first impression then. As they are Rocky Helmet Bulky. That's fine. Go for Braviary at this point. They could Stone Edge, I suppose. But this is probably like Taunt, Stealth Rock, well, it didn't get Knockoff, which is why Crocodile isn't as good as it used to be. Earthquake and whatever, I don't know. I will take this 100%. In theory, I'm bulky Braviary, so we'll see how well I take whatever move they want to go for. I was not expecting Power Gem. I can tell you that much. Yeah, but we took it. So that's cool. The Rotom can have Trick. Let's not waste the Bronzong this early in the game again. Let's check Espeon. Espeon, sure, against Braviary with Power Gem. So Choice Specs. Choice Specs, yeah, that's definitely Choice Specs. So if it's Timid though, then what are we gonna go into? Because you're 350, Frostlass is 350. This will outspeed you. So let's do that. Okay. Just Thunderbolt here. No point, I think, trying to get cheeky with the Calm Mind boost into Terra Blast on the Crocodile. I think that would be a bad play. Now let's check Crocodile damage. Crocodile against the Jolteon. And I want to see if I have to Terastalize. And it looks like I do have to Terastalize. So let's do that, I suppose. I could do that, or I could sack Braviary. I'm gonna sack Braviary. There's no reason to do that, yeah. And now I'll click defog in case for some reason they switch out. But because I'm so bulky, they should just kill me right here. But yeah, look at that, they switched out, and so now they lose their rocks. So now I will go for Brave Bird because there's no reason not to. This definitely outspeeds me. But they may not know that, just depending on like if they're adamant and our max speed, Jolly, Braviary, or something like that. I'm not sure. So they go for Trailblaze, okay. And they turn themselves into a rock type, which is very interesting. Okay. So that means they definitely have Rock Blast. We have to go Bronzong here. And then we look at the Guts Heracross. And they're burned. Megahorn doesn't do very much. Oh, that's Jolteon. Bronzong. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. And they turn into a rock type. Yeah, Body Press is a solid damage. Now, that's unfortunate for my opponent. They missed their Megahorn. But as we saw from the calc, it doesn't do that much. Alright. Took the second game a little more slowly. And I think my opponent also didn't make the greatest plays. I think they should have just gotten kills where they could have. But we'll take that. And now I'm fighting sand, or not sand, a snow offense. This is definitely a very scary team to face off against. I think I want to lead off with the... I'm not sure what I want to lead off with. I'm going to lead off with the Bronzong, I think. And I'm not going to set up. I'm just going to beat down the Lycanroc turn 1 or turn 2. Oh, are you kidding me? The heck? Okay. Well, that's really annoying. Yeah, I thought that I would have done a lot more damage. I should have gone for like 2 stored powers. That's really annoying. Okay, well I saw that coming. I thought stored power into Body Press would kill it, but it must have been like max HP and then whatever. Okay, so this is my Fizz Def wall broken at this point. And they got rocks up, which means my Focus Sash on Frostlass is broken. We'll just sack this. The Choice Band Wave Crash. And you are 324 speed. At this point, you have no ground immunity or electric immunity. So I'm just going to throw off a Thunderbolt here. They can obviously go into their Abomasnow, I suppose. As they do. Just that. But that's fine by me. The question is, what do they go for here? I'm going to go into Frostlass here. Because they want to go for something like Earthquake on my Arcanine. And I can just get up a Spike. If I give up the... Oh, Leaf Storm. Cool. So that means I actually think I can set up with Jolteon. I'm going to call Mind Up here. Hopefully they're not Earthquake, Leaf Storm. I mean, you can be so many things on this Mon. I don't know what you'd be. Okay, 269 times 2 is going to be faster than me. And that's annoying. I need to keep this around. Gonna go to Braviary and sack it as they go for Earthquake. Yeah, thought that might be coming. And then we go into the... Well, we just sack this. That's what we do, is we just sack it. That actually doesn't do very much damage, I guess, because they don't have a Belly Drum up. We'll just Brave Bird again. That's fine. And now I'm going to go into Arcanine. Losing the boots means you take 25% damage, which is really annoying. And I'm just going to Terra Normal and go for the Close Combat, because I have nothing for that. There goes Dunsparce. And I think I'm forced to go for close combat again, if I'm not mistaken. Paranormal against the Dunsparce. Dunsparce, something like this. I'm not sure what they're running. So close combat did 47%, which means they might be max defense as well. And then Impish or Bold, one of those two natures. And that's the mineral on that. So, okay. I'll crunch now. Guys, they do go for that, which is annoying. Fortunately, I do get the defense drop. Whatever that's worth. And just go into my Haxorus now. And we will probably lose the game at this point. So because I lost my Arcanine Z speed, I think that this Titan will just win at this point. But we can always just check damage. Yeah, that does it. Again, I don't know if losing the Arcanine definitely mattered there, but it was definitely something you could see coming. And the Bronzong not killing turn 2 is the big one, because I needed Bronzong for this Titan, but once I was down to 12 HP, like what was it doing? All right. This team looks like something we can beat. All right. Let's lead off with the Frostlass. See if I can get up a layer of spikes. And I'll just Ice Beam the Honchkrow. Just getting rid of that would be great. As good. They don't want to Sucker Punch, predicting me maybe to go for Spike. That's fine. Yeah. Honchkrow is an interesting Pokemon. It does a lot of damage in theory, but a lot of times in practice it doesn't do anything, so I'm not a big fan of Honchkrow. Okay, we fought this guy before. I don't remember who won, but we'll try our best again. Okay, I'm going to lead off with the Frostlass this time. As they lead off with the Crocodile, I'm going to go for Ice Beam. We know this is a more bulky taunt defensive set. As they go for taunt, which is fantastic, I will take that. They don't have a single Ice Beam switch in now that I look at it. Yeah, they go Dunsparce. Not even to Dunsparce, it's just Dunsparce. Interesting. Okay. And then what are you meant to do against me? I'm not sure what you want to do. That's really annoying. What is the Dunsparce, or what is Dunsparce going to do? Glare, Headbutt. Are you Shadow Ball? I don't know. Your Coil. Okay. I got a crit there, which is nice, I suppose. Yeah, I'm going to set up a Spike here. I'm wondering what my opponent wants to do here. Because, like, obviously they're setting up for something, but what are you setting up for? Okay, because now I can Destiny Bond. Hopefully they don't scout for it. But if they do, that's fine. I go Bronzong here. So go for Coil again. But Iron Defense up. How much am I going to take? The Rock Slide, which is smart. I'm going to go back into Frostlass. Yeah, just so I can get... Well, I don't know what that gets me, to be honest. Gotta go for Rock Slide again there. So I'm getting really unlucky with the Parahacks, because they've gotten Rock Slide flinches and whatever. If I had a healthy Bronzong, we would have been fine here. But they said no to that. So we have to outplay. Gonna go for another Ice Beam here. If I get a Freeze, that'd be great. Hey, right on cue. Right on cue. So we get a Freeze here, which actually sort of makes things harder for me, because now I can't necessarily predict the Destiny Bond. I'm going to predict that they try to roost up to full here and then go for an attack. So now I'll Destiny Bond to this turn. Oh, thank goodness, they're dumb. Okay. So that worked out well in the end. and they have all layers of spikes up, which should help. I'm going to go into my Haxorus. I'll kill the Crocodile through spikes, and everything else doesn't really appreciate first impression. Like this. This is an offensive Rotom. It's going to have a bad day. As they sack Crocodile, very smart. Alright, they can go back into Rotom if they want. I'm not sure what Rotom will do. Either Will-O-Wisp, Trick, or something annoying. We'll go into my Braviary here. Was this the Specs Power Gem one? I think it might have been. I'm gonna U-turn here. That doesn't look to be a 2-hit KO. I can just go into my... I'll just go back into Haxorus. Why not? And then if I have to sack to their opposing Haxorus, I can do that. I'd rather not have to go for the speed type, but my opponent may decide that that's the play they want to go with. And this is not a speed tie, but I don't want to let them get a Railblaze off, so I'm just going to have to lock in. Yeah, okay. So at this point, the Rotom can come out if it is choice. No, actually, if it's just max speed, the Rotom can come out. So we'll see if it's max speed or choice scarfed. Because I'm locked in, I'm not able to go into Jolteon. But now that they went for Thunderbolt, I can go for Calm Mind here. If they're choice scarfed, they'll be locked in. And if they are not choice scarfed, then I'll at least get a +1 boost before Haxorus is able to come in. Now we Terastalize. Terra Fairy will resist the first impression, and Terra Fairy will destroy Haxorus. If I were Terra Ice, I would not resist the first impression, but Terra Blast still takes care of the Haxorus at the end of the day. And so they can't hit me with the electric move still. They still have to go for the grass moves. And looks like this is solid 2 KO. So that's fantastic. I'm glad we beat that guy. That Dunsparce was a really annoying Pokemon because my Bronzong should have been able to beat it, right? I should have been able to beat Bronzong through Iron Defensing up. And I know the Rotom was in the back, but still beating the Dunsparce should have been possible. But fortunately, the Destiny Bond worked out for us. All right. Masquerain comes out. I'm going to go into Braviary as a lead because I'll get the Defiant boost. And I'll just go for a couple Brave Birds here. If they want to Icy Wind or something, that's okay. And I can actually, I don't know. Defog isn't really worth it on this Pokemon. Like, what do they switch into here? Yeah, no real switch-ins. And I'm quite bulky on this Braviary. So even with this being said, I'm +1 now. I think defogging, though, is quite imperative. They actually Wild Charge, which is pretty funny. Now, the question is, what kind of damage is that? I'm guessing that's not choice banded. I didn't know Mabostiff even got Wild Charge. Mabostiff versus Braviary. What kind of damage is that? Wild Charge. 60 to 71. So that is definitely not choice banned. I'll just do turn here. Okay, Jolteon does not do a ton. If I go into Haxorus, how about that? Because Haxorus, I'm not sure if it's choice scarf is the reason I'm a little bit worried about this. I go in and I just go for the Outrage. That would work. But I could also go for the first impression, which they don't have a good switch into other than Oricorio. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Let's go Haxorus. And I'll just Outrage. Because if they go Oricorio, that'd be annoying. I don't want to let that set up for free against my team, which is quite Fire Oricorio weak. And they actually throw away their own Haxorus. It was apparently Focus Sash, so it's not dead quite yet. And if they get the speed tie, then that would be bad for me. But fortunately, they don't. And as a result, I actually get a 2-turn Outrage Confusion, which is fantastic. I'm going to go into Bronzong here, as they are Calm Mind. I'm going to Calm Mind up alongside them. I wonder how this exchange works. Iron defense up now. Iron defense up. I don't think my opponent's going to like how this game ends. So I am now +3 defense, +1 to my special attack and my SPDF. I'm just going to go for stored power here, because I don't want to let the Oricorio go for a lot of damage on me. And it's going to do a decent chunk with Revelation Dance right here. But, you know, I'm pretty tanky. I have max SPDF on this set, so I can take that. And at this point, I don't remember if Espeon still gets Switcheroo. But I'm just going to go for the stored power again. And that should do a decent chunk. Yeah. And stored power is not going to do anything to me. So yeah. Because they went for a Fairy Terror, which is really weird, I guess. So they had Drain and Kiss on that set. That's sort of cute. But, like, I don't know. It doesn't really get you anything, I feel. Now we can just body press you. They don't get a crit, which is good. And then we can just stored power the Primeape, and that'll be the game. This Bronzong set also works with Bronzor, but it's very gimmicky. But when it works, it works. So I guess I'll take that. We did get a little bit fortunate with that Haxorus speed tie, though, I will say that. Okay. Vespiquen, Luxray, very interesting team comp on my opponent's part. I'm gonna lead off with Braviary. As they lead off with Vespiquen, I'm just going to go for the... well, it's not gonna be a slow U-turn, unfortunately. If they go Electros, I can go into Jolteon afterwards. I'll just Brave Bird here. Yeah, in case they try to do something crazy like that. Now I'll Defog, because I don't want things getting poisoned. If I can help it. As they seem to not care about that, and I'll take a Spike. We'll just Brave Bird here. We go Passimian on that. Yo! You crazy. Okay. Brave Bird again. As what? What? I don't understand what just happened there. I'm very, very confused. I can tell you that much. I'm gonna go Bronzong here. Ice Shard doesn't do anything. I'm going to Calm Mind up first. Okay. So fortunately, it looks like my opponent doesn't know Pokemon very well. We've got Iron Defense boosts up. Let's get another one, because we can. So there's a few things. First of all, when you see a team like this, it's either going to be really easy or it's going to be really hard. Because the opponent either knows what they're doing or doesn't know what they're doing. In this case, I'm just going to body press in case they have Switcheroo or something goes weird. Okay. So Calm Mind. I'll Calm Mind up. Whoa, there's Zap Cannon. Okay. So there's Zap Cannon Coil. This is an insane game. So getting a couple more Calm Mind boosts is good because now my stored power is 260 base power multiplied by a lot. So if I can get an attack off now, this should be fine. Unfortunately, their Zap Cannon is not boosted. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So at this point, because I'm paralyzed, they actually, I don't think, can win the game unless they get a major crit. Because normally, if they had gone into Lilligant, they could have sleep powdered. That could have been something. But this isn't going to do anything. At this point, you can't touch me. We can store power if we want. We can body press if we want. They can have Pollen Puff, I guess, would be their strongest move against me. They could also be Terra Fire. They are Terra Grass, which is not the option you needed in this instance. Now I'm Terra Fighting on this set, predominantly in case I have to face off against something with a Ghost move, or something, or Dark move, rather, Dark move, for the Dark types. Alright, I can respect it, the last second Paraflinch. And I mean, in theory, if they were doing damage to me, then they could maybe win this exchange. They gave up on my strat and they went for the Heavy Slam instead. Alright, let's look for another game while we're waiting. This isn't going to end well for my opponent. Yeah, there we go. Nice forfeit. Okay. Another team that does not look representative of the current metagame. They do have Rotom Heat, which is quite scary. And then they have Murkrow, which this is in VGC. And Veluza is always an interesting Pokemon to see. Sometimes really good, sometimes really bad. I'm going to lead off with Haxorus. I think that'll be my lead. Because I figured they lead with Rotom Heat here. And at this point, I'm going to go into Arcanine. They go for a fire move like Will-O-Wisp or Overheat. Now I have Flash Fire Boost. Because I decided to keep close combat on this for the Steel types, I don't actually have a fire move, which is sort of sad. But it is what it is. Okay. I'm going to go for the Howl. Okay. Actually, I want to see. How much does an offensive Rotom Heat take? Let's just have 0 bulk on it just for sake of argument, because I'm guessing they might be +1 and a normal type. It's 90 to 106. In theory, I could actually get the kill here. I want to see. It's probably a bad call, but we're going to do it anyway. Against me, Thunderbolt with max speed, max HP, or max special attack rather, Thunderbolt. Life Orb. There we go, Life Orb. Thunderbolt doing 61 to 72, which is in the range. So they have to be like max, right? So I'm going to see if I can get this roll. After the Life Orb chip, yeah, I think I could get that roll. So yeah, the reason you run Howl on this set is so that you don't have to be locked in a choice band and you can still get a lot of damage off. Okay, so at this point the Primeape comes out. I actually think I want to keep this around. I think they'll be quite useful. I can sack the Braviary or the Frostlass. I actually think Frostlass is pretty useless unless they Terastalize here. Ooh, don't mind if I do. They actually made a really bad play there. I mean, I guess it's not so bad because you thought I was going to go for extreme speed. Yeah, it makes sense now that I think about it. It makes sense. Okay, Ice Beam here. They go for Tailwind there. That's cool. Now I'm going to go into my Braviary. I want to save this because it does have good speed tier. And I can go for a U-turn here. If they decide to go for Fillet Away, they're going to take a lot of HP damage. They go for Awkward Cutter, that doesn't do very much. And 262 times 2, still going to put us above Jolteon, so I have to go into you. First Impression, they don't have a good switch into First Impression other than their Primeape, which could come out. They go Bombardier, that is not a resist, and that was a crit. I don't know how much that crit mattered. Okay, Jolteon time. They go for Thunder Wave. Wow, that was a prediction and a half. Alright, just Thunderbolt here. They go for a sack Tailwind, that's fine. So Primeape now. I think going into the Frostlass might be a good play because I don't really need it quite so much. But also it does do 50% as we saw before. I don't want to go into Bronzong because it's nice to keep around for Veluza and it's good for Toxtricity in theory. I'll go into Braviary. I don't really need Braviary so much. We go for Bulk Up. And I can just go for the slow U-turn out. They go for Drain Punch and they get a good amount of health back. And now I will go into Jolteon. They could go for Rage Fist here, but we'll see if we can get the Frostlass in nice and cheeky, because now we're not going to kill. Okay, they do go for the Rage Fist. That's fine. That's fine by me. And now I can go into just about anything, I think. Primeape at +1. Let's see. Primeape. And their Ghost type. Ghost. Click the button. Against Frostlass, just checking damage here. Yeah, so that was a low calc, so maybe I shouldn't have gone for that play. but they were definitely above 50% now. So it wasn't like I was gonna get that back. So unless I got them on the Destiny Bond, but I don't think I need to worry about that quite so much. Haxorus now +1. Wait, +1 defense, +1 attack. Outrage to 71% minimum. If I did the calc right. Hopefully I did the calc right. Primeape doesn't have very good HP. So that's the reason why Primeape isn't as good as Annihilate. Annihilate can take hits for days, but even with the Eviolite, I just haven't really been impressed with Primeape. We used Primeape the other day on the channel. This is Scarf apparently. And I didn't really like it. Okay. At this point, go Jolteon as they go for Boom Burst. And then I will go into Haxorus and go for First Impression. And then we can finish it off. I believe this should work with Extreme Speed. If not, Bronzong should go. Good. Alright. I think that's enough for me today. I think the Arcanine, nobody's surprised. Arcanine and RU, that works. Haxorus is working so well, it probably should get banned. I think that the Jolteon did okay. I think the Jolteon did better than I thought it was going to. I never really felt like I was in a good position to click Wish. So I will say that. Also, I will note that my Jolteon is max HP, max speed. So it doesn't have any initial oomph to it. It also definitely helped it eat a hit or two, in theory. This team sort of had a lot of bulky Pokemon, because the Braviary is this like really tanky fat set as well. And then Bronzong, of course, is the super tank Pokemon. But I definitely think that this Arcanine set is sort of interesting. However, Close Combat should be replaced, I think, with Flare Blitz, because I got a Flash Fire boost, and the Flash Fire there is specifically for the Will-O-Wisps. Now Arcanine can't get burned. That's the main point there, because Scald doesn't exist in the tier, so you can't get burned from Will-O-Wisp, you can't get burned from Lava Plume, Flamethrower. So that's why we have Flash Fire. But I think that if you had a Flat Fire move to abuse with that would be a lot smarter, right? So maybe put that over there. But you have to have Crunch for the Ghost types, and then you have Extreme Speed, and you have Howl, because that's sort of like Dragon Dance on D-Knight. Is the idea there. Yeah, and then Haxorus, nobody's surprised that worked out well. This is just standard Frostlass, and the Braviary was there because we need more Defoggers and Rapid Spinners in the lower tiers. There aren't really that great options. But we used to people running Cryogonal because we don't have enough way to get rid of hazards. Anyway, yeah, so I did okay. We took a couple of rough losses, but we beat the guy with the Dunsparce, and we beat a bunch of other really interesting teams. So it was pretty fun at the very least. Anyway, that'll be it for me today. I'll catch you guys next time.